Saint Seiya, Soul of Gold, Episode 3 review and discussion. We have four new Gold Saints in this episode. We have Deathmask, Aphrodite, Milo, Shaka. Actually, if you count the last one at the end, five, because we've also got Saga at the very end. And there was some parts of this episode where I saw bad animation, like for instance like the gold cloth boxes on that they had on their backs, like the art was really bad. Like compare that to you know even the old school anime had way better art on their gold cloth boxes than what this has. But you look at friggin' Hades Saga or whatever, and you see what the Libra gold cloth looks like in comparison. It's not even, it's ridiculous. And Shaka's gold cloth box had a totally different symbol than the maiden symbol of Virgo that we see in the previous season. So I don't know what's up with that. But Deathmask looks really stupid. I didn't even recognize his face until I was looking at him for a little bit. I mean, he has a sort of a resemblance to the old Deathmask, but he's got his body is scrawny. He looks like he's got the friggin' shaggy little whiskers or whatever, and he friggin' just that skinny, his face is totally different from what it normally is. He looked, even though Deathmask is probably the weakest in my opinion of all the Gold Saints, he looked really strong in the classic anime, and even in Hades Saga when he appears as a bad guy in the surplus. He looked cool. He looked awesome. He just looked like a badass. But now he looks like a joke, and now they're making him into be this guy who's carefree and kind of lazy, laid back, and all that stuff like that. That makes no sense because Deathmask, in the truest sense of his character, is a psycho. He killed people and carved off their faces and planted them, hardened their faces like made mask of people's dead faces, and he put them all over his temple, or his house, the house of cancer. So why is this Deathmask so radically different? And he's just like a bum. It's retarded. I don't like it. Aphrodite, not really any, nothing really different about his character, really. I mean, he's always thought that beauty makes, might, and there's nothing that he needs to, address that right now. So there's nothing that I could say is different about his character. He's still obsessed with his looks, and it seems like they're going to try to make him into, I guess, like a ladies' man or something, which is fine because we don't really know how Aphrodite acted towards females anyway, because we never even seen him interact with a female before, so that's fine if they want to do that. And then Camus, I know his name is Kamui, but I think everybody just likes to call him Camus. But Camus, he is doing something really stupid. He made a promise. I don't know if he made the promise to the kid, because they were little kids, and apparently when he was training to become a saint, he killed his friend's little sister, which is terrible, really bad. And apparently this friend became a Asgardian. Wait, what? Because Kamui trained in Siberia, and I'm not sure where Asgard is located in the world, but I mean, would the kid just one day decide to just take a trip to Siberia and become a god warrior? All right, fine. I mean, it's not completely out of the realm of possibility, but it's just, I guess they did it in the original series too with his Kraken friend, the one that eventually, his friend who became a Marine general in Poseidon's Sanctuary. Isaac, I think his name was. Yeah, so, okay, fine. But that was Hyoga, actually. That wasn't Camus. This is what they're doing. They're taking Hyoga's friend thing from the classic series. It was Hyoga, and they're moving it onto his master now, just to give, I guess, some kind of antagonistic role to a Gold Saint, because it's really stupid. I mean, I understand that he, felt bad about what he did to his friend, but to just say, "Oh, I came back to life," that means that I can, you know, help my friend now and completely betray Athena, that makes no sense. I was thinking that Camus was doing this because he, was trying to get information about the Dristle tree, or that he, you know, was just playing along and trying to figure out something, like, trying to get information. But the way the episode makes it seems like he really is legitimately just doing whatever he can to make amends to his friend. I don't know, the kid was like, his friend was a little kid. He was a little kid. Do you really think, like, when you become, 20, what, 5, I don't know what Camus is, when you become an adult like that, that you're going to keep that promise, like, and weigh that promise against serving your goddess, the leader of your army, pretty much betraying all your comrades just because of a mistake you made as a child and a promise that you made. And you know that this friend of yours is part of the enemy. He's part of the Asgardian forces, which is an enemy to Athena right now. So none of this doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, I don't. But then again, I'll give him credit for this. Camus never made much sense in the classic series too, because instead of joining Athena, he basically served Saga, even though he knew Saga, even though he didn't know that it was Saga, but he knew that the Pope was evil, and he served him anyway because I don't know why. He had this great idea that if he let Hyoga learn the secret ultimate technique, that Hyoga could, help Athena, but for some reason he couldn't teach that ultimate technique without getting himself killed, and without, and without helping the Bronze Saints and the real Athena take back from the sanctuary. So I don't know what that logic was about, but he's not the only saint that's had bad logic in the past. Shaka, looking at you. But yeah, so he Camus is pretty much trying to kill Milo. At first he didn't try to kill him. He obviously tried to negate his friend's attack with his cold blast, his diamond dust, so that Milo could escape. But now it seems like when Milo came back for revenge, that he really does want to fulfill his promise no matter what, even if it means killing him. They're in a serious 1,000-year war right now. So yeah, and then new other character to talk about is Saga appears at the very... Oh, Shaka. Shaka is taking a meditation peace stance. He doesn't want to interfere with anything. He thinks that right now he doesn't want to play into the enemy's hands, so he's just watching and waiting, which is fine. That makes a lot of sense for Shaka. And then the other Saga, at the very end, he just appears presumably to help Camus, because not Camus, to help Milo, because he felt their cosmos clashing and probably just wants to help. So again, Camus's friend is a god warrior, and he seemed I think his name is Surt. He's got power over fire or something. Another thing they probably took from the Asgard anime, which they did reference in this. They referenced that one of the god warriors who doesn't like Camus because his brother got killed, and his brother that got killed was from the old Asgard anime filler, and that was Siegfried, the one who fought for Hilda's behalf and against Seiya at the end. So Seiya killed Siegfried, and yeah, that was pretty cool. I like that reference. That was pretty cool, and the only thing to talk about is basically, Aioria confronted Deathmask about not wanting to help Athena and just wanting to live his life and laze around in bars and stuff, and then he decided to, back off. Lyfa and Aioria went to this flower girl, whatever, and they found out that everybody loves the new climate in Asgard, and everybody loves Andreas because he's given them a wonderful world, and Lyfia's agonizing over the fact that she's got to probably fight to take that away from these people, but at the same time she knows it's the right thing to do because there's a great evil within the tree. And then the flower girl and whatever, she kind of like talks about Aioria and Lyfa being a couple, and Lyfa and Aioria kind of deny it. Lyfa is embarrassed. Aioria doesn't really think much of it. And even Mu, in the beginning, he said something about, like, take care of this young lion for me or something like that. So there's a definite couple. They're definitely coupling Aioria and Lyfa, which is pretty cool. I like it. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. No fighting in this episode. Mostly, Milo and Camus have a good fight. In terms of like, he uses Scarlet Needle. Milo uses his Aurora Execution, and they clash a bit. But other than that, not much that goes on. I thought it was a pretty good episode. I didn't like the art animation errors, and I don't like what they've done to Deathmask. He looks retarded. But I'm excited for Saga next week. So yeah, as a Saint Seiya fan, this was a good episode for me. Not great, but good. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please be sure to rate this video and subscribe for more Saint Seiya and Soul Gold videos in the future. Thanks. Have a nice day.